What's going on, guys? It's your boy Spudzie here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the buffed Willbender for World v World roaming. The recent changes made to the Willbender's virtues has helped make it even better than it already was, and that is a scary thing. The fact that virtues now stack their active effects is a much larger change than you might think at first. No longer will you be punished for using your movement skills and evades to dodge key abilities. You also do not have to worry about being forced to use multiple virtues at a time depending on the situation and having them override each other. You will essentially find yourself having more buffs throughout a fight and more damage because of the fact that these now stack. Our lethal tempo is a damaging buff that all Willbenders have access to, which increases damage by up to 25% as long as you are hitting opponents while you have an active effect up. You'll pretty much find yourself able to upkeep this buff easier and having it last longer over the course of a fight. As for the build we will be covering today, it'll be a basic power build that utilizes some pretty interesting stats in order to reach 100% crit chance with tons of ferocity in order to deal massive damage. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop right into it. For our gear, I take 4 pieces of dragon stats with 2 pieces of marauders on the chest and boots. We take Superior Rune of the Pack for increased power, boon duration, and precision. The trinkets are all Berserker statted, with the weapons being dragon stats. The swords run Superior Sigil of Cleansing and Energy, while the Greatsword takes Sigils of Hydromancy and Rage. Before we dive into why I decided to take these gear choices, let's quickly go over the traits as that also plays into it. We take Radiance, Valor, and Willbender. Righteous Instincts in the Radiance trait line make it so that while we have Resolution on us, our crit chance will be increased by 25%. Pair this with a couple of other traits and we will have constant access to Resolution when we do things like Shadow Step on swords 2 and 5, or even heal ourselves. We also take traits in the Valor trait line, which will allow us even more access to boons like Fury, which when paired with Resolution will work together to grant us a total of 45% increased crit chance. This is where the gear comes into play. With this gear set and trait line, you'll be able to have as much power and ferocity as possible with 100% crit chance and increased vitality. You will also have reliable access to Resolution through multiple abilities, as well as Fury through Superior Rune of the Pack or Meditations. Needless to say, the stats are what makes this build, and when paired with damage modifiers from the Willbender spec, can make for a very deadly roamer with high mobility. When playing the build, you're going to want to look for opportunities to burst down a target, then get out with your mobility as you wait for your cooldowns to come back up. The way we burst will be to Shadow Step in with Sword 5 to lock the enemy down into a Virtue 1. Then either use Sword 4 or swap into Greatsword for a big Greatsword 2. This combo will ensure that you will have both Fury and Resolution with the damage modifiers when you use your hardest hitting abilities. If you're fighting multiple enemies, it is usually best to try and stack them on top of each other so that your Whirling Light and Greatsword 2 will hit both targets at once. You can do this with the CC from Greatsword 5. The build is very cooldown dependent, so make sure to kite enemies out until a few of your combos are available. One combo I really like doing is using Greatsword 2, and as it's winding up, teleporting onto the enemy with my meditation to catch them off guard. This usually ensures that I will land most of the spin on them, resulting in thousands of damage thanks to the granted Fury and Resolution through our traits for the combo. While this build can get kills very easily, it has a hard time surviving multiple outlets of pressure at once. Litany of Wrath is a very powerful heal skill that allows you to maintain pressure and stay in fights much longer. It can even help to swing fights in your favor as many burst options come off cooldown. Mobility will be your greatest asset here to help you turn things around on enemies with your high burst damage. You have to be very aggressive on this build or things will just not work out. Well, that's about it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave me a like and a subscribe as it helps me out a ton. What do you think of the new Willbender changes and are they too OP? Let me know all of that and more down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.